Hello and welcome to another episode of Last Week Tonight. Tonight, we're diving into a topic that might seem small but is incredibly significant. We're talking about bees. Yes, those tiny buzzing insects that most of us try to avoid. But before you dismiss them as mere nuisances, let's take a closer look at why they are so crucial to our world. Bees are not just random insects flying around aimlessly. They play a vital role in our ecosystem. These little creatures are responsible for pollinating a significant portion of the plants that produce the food we eat every day. Without them, our diets would be a lot less colorful and nutritious. Yes, bees, those buzzing, stinging creatures that most of us try to avoid. But did you know that their stings are actually a defense mechanism? They're not out to get us, they're just trying to protect their hive and their queen. And while a sting might hurt, the benefits they provide far outweigh that momentary pain. You might be thinking, bees? Really? But hear me out. These tiny insects are more important than you might realize. They are the unsung heroes of our environment, tirelessly working to keep our planet healthy and our food supply abundant. These little guys are more important than we realize. They pollinate a wide variety of plants, from the fruits and vegetables we eat to the flowers that brighten our gardens. Without bees, many of these plants would struggle to reproduce, leading to a decline in their populations and, ultimately, a less diverse and vibrant ecosystem. They're like the unsung heroes of the ecosystem, flying around, pollinating plants, and keeping the world stocked with delicious food. Imagine a world without apples, almonds, blueberries, or cherries. All of these foods rely on bees for pollination. And it's not just fruits and vegetables, even crops like coffee and cotton depend on these industrious insects. They don't get paid, they don't complain much, and they make sure we have coffee. Yes, coffee. That morning cup of joe that so many of us rely on to start our day is brought to you, in part, by bees. They work tirelessly, flitting from flower to flower, ensuring that coffee plants are pollinated and can produce the beans we love. Honestly, bees put most of us to shame. They work incredibly hard, day in and day out, without any breaks or vacations. They don't ask for much in return, just a safe place to live and plenty of flowers to visit. And yet, their contributions are invaluable. They help maintain the balance of our ecosystems and ensure that we have a steady supply of food. But what if they went on strike? What if one day, all the bees just decided, you know what? Enough is enough, we're done. The impact would be devastating. Crops would fail, food prices would skyrocket, and our diets would become much less varied. The loss of bees would ripple through the entire food chain, affecting not just humans, but countless other species as well. So the next time you see a bee buzzing around, take a moment to appreciate the hard work they do. They might be small, but their impact is enormous. Let's do our part to protect these tiny tourists and ensure they continue to thrive. After all, our future depends on it. It sounds crazy, right? But let's face it, we haven't exactly made the world a welcoming place for bees. Pesticides, habitat loss, climate change, we're throwing everything we've got at them. And if they disappear, well, things could get a little sticky. You see, bees are responsible for pollinating about 1/3 of the food we eat. That's a lot of fruits, vegetables, and nuts. Imagine going to your local supermarket and finding empty shelves where your favorite fruits and vegetables used to be. No more strawberries, no more almonds, no more avocados for your toast. Now let's talk about how this bee-pocalypse would affect the great American pastime eating. Think about it. What's a trip to Wisconsin without cheese? A visit to Florida without orange juice? A romantic getaway to Napa Valley without wine? That's right, folks. No bees, no pollination, no crops, no food. And no food, well, let's just say it puts a real damper on the whole land of the free and home of the brave thing. But it gets worse. Imagine a road trip across America with nothing but gas station snacks for sustenance. Goodbye. Roadside diners with fresh apple pie and blueberry cobbler. So long, key lime pie in the Florida Keys. Our national identity, our very sense of self, would crumble faster than a stale graham cracker. And don't even get me started on the coffee shortage. Let's just say a world without coffee is not a world I want to live in. Section 5. Yellowstone? More like yellow-brown stone, the changing face of tourism. And for those of you who prefer to get back to nature, well, I've got some bad news for you too. Without bees, our national parks and forests would look drastically different. Imagine Yellowstone National Park, once a vibrant tapestry of wildflowers, reduced to a monotonous expanse of brown and yellow. No more buzzing, no more chirping, just the eerie silence of a world devoid of pollinators. The Grand Canyon, Yosemite, even your local park, they'd all lose their luster without the vibrant colors and life that bees bring. Section 6. The Road Trip Survival Guide. What to pack in a bee-free world. Imagine a world where bees have vanished, and the ecosystem is in chaos. This guide will help you navigate this new reality. So what can you do to prepare for this beeless dystopia? First, let's talk about the essentials. You need to be ready for anything, and that starts with having the right gear and mindset. Well, for starters, you might want to invest in a good pair of running shoes. These aren't just for exercise anymore. In a world without bees, food scarcity will lead to desperate times. Because when the food riots start, you're going to want to be able to outrun everyone else. Speed and agility could mean the difference between life and death. You might also want to brush up on your foraging skills. Berries, roots, and other wild edibles will become crucial. Knowing what is safe to eat and what isn't could save your life. Anything you can find that doesn't require pollination will be your new best friend. Learn to identify edible plants and practice sustainable foraging to ensure you don't deplete your resources. And finally, I'd recommend investing in a really good book. In a world where technology may fail, books will be your source of knowledge and entertainment. Because without the internet, which relies on coffee by the way, you're going to need something to keep you entertained during those long, dark, beeless nights. Books can also provide valuable information on survival techniques, history, and even offer a mental escape from the harsh realities of a bee-free world. So, pack wisely, stay informed, and remember, adaptability is key in this new era. Section 7. Beyond the tourist traps, the global implications of a beeless world. Imagine a world without bees. It's a scenario that might seem far-fetched, but it's one that scientists and environmentalists are increasingly concerned about. Bees play a crucial role in pollinating many of the crops that we rely on for food. Without them, the consequences would be dire. Now, I know what you're thinking. John, this is all very bleak. You're bumming me out, and you're right, this is bleak. But it's also a reality we need to face. The decline in bee populations is not just an environmental issue, it's a human issue. It affects our food, our economy, and our way of life. But it's also a reality we need to face. We need to understand the gravity of the situation and take action. The decline in bee populations is a warning sign that our ecosystems are in trouble. It's a call to action for all of us to do our part in protecting these vital pollinators. Because while I've been focusing on the impact of a beeless world on the United States, the truth is that this is a global issue. Bees are essential to agriculture all over the world. They pollinate crops that feed billions of people. Without them, food production would plummet, leading to shortages and higher prices. The truth is that this is a global issue. From the coffee plantations of South America to the almond groves of Spain, from the apple orchards of China to the sunflower fields of Ukraine, the loss of bees would have a devastating impact on food security and economies worldwide. From the coffee plantations of South America, where bees are essential for the pollination of coffee plants, to the almond groves of Spain, where bees help produce one of the country's most important exports, the impact would be felt far and wide. To the almond groves of Spain, where bees are crucial for the pollination of almond trees, the loss of bees would mean a significant drop in almond production. This would not only affect the local economy, but also the global market for almonds. From the apple orchards of China, where bees play a vital role in pollinating apple trees, to the sunflower fields of Ukraine, where bees help produce sunflower oil, a staple in many diets, the loss of bees would have far-reaching consequences. To the sunflower fields of Ukraine, where bees are essential for the production of sunflower seeds and oil, the loss of bees would mean a significant drop in production. This would not only affect the local economy, but also the global market for sunflower products. The loss of bees would have a devastating impact on food security and economies worldwide. Empty supermarket shelves, failing crops, and struggling farmers would become a common sight. It's a future that we must work to prevent. By taking action now, we can protect bees and ensure a sustainable future for generations to come. Section 8. Be the change. What we can do to save our stripes. But it's not too late. We can still save the bees, and in turn, save ourselves. We can plant bee-friendly gardens, support local beekeepers, and reduce our reliance on pesticides. We can demand that our elected officials take action to protect pollinators and promote sustainable agriculture. We can educate ourselves and others about the importance of bees and the role they play in our ecosystem. It might seem like a small thing, but every little bit helps. Section 9. Final thoughts: a world without bees is a world without joy and snacks. So, the next time you see a bee buzzing around your picnic basket, don't swat it away. Don't run screaming. Take a moment to appreciate these little creatures that do so much for us. Because a world without bees is a world without joy. It's a world without color, without flavor, without the simple pleasures that make life worth living. And frankly, it's a world without snacks. And nobody wants that, right?